I woke up to the sound of laughter in the hallway. For a second, I forgot what day it was. Then I remembered. Engagement day, I whispered to myself. From the kitchen, I heard Nadia's bright voice. Ariba, hurry up. The makeup artist will reach before us if we're late. Hamza shouted. Amy, where are my shoes? Liba laughed. You lost them again. I sat on my bed and stared at the wall. Nobody woke me up, I muttered. That's weird. I walked into the kitchen. Morning. Nadia glanced at me for a second. Oh, you're up. My father sipped tea without looking at me. Morning, son. Morning, Ariba said, smiling quickly before turning back to Nadia. Amy, should I wear the gold earrings or the pearl ones? The gold ones, Nadia said instantly. They matched the dress. I leaned against the counter. So, what time are we leaving? No one answered. I forced a laugh. Hello. Big day, right? Hamza grabbed toast and said, We're leaving soon. Yeah, Liba added. Very soon. I waited for someone to say, Get ready. No one did. I cleared my throat. Should I iron my shirt now or later? Nadia froze for a moment. Then she turned slowly. Your shirt. For the engagement, I said. Obviously. She gave a tight smile. Oh, about that. My stomach tightened. About what? She exchanged a quick look with my father. He suddenly became very interested in his tea. There's no space in the car, she said calmly. I blinked. What? We already planned the seating, she continued. Your father, me, Ariba, Hamza, and Liba. I laughed because it sounded like a joke. Good one. I'm serious. I stared at my father. Dad. He cleared his throat. Son, it's just one event. One event. My voice cracked. It's my sister's engagement. Ariba whispered. Maybe you can come later? Ow, I asked. Teleport. Nadia sighed. Why are you making this dramatic? Someone has to stay home and watch the house. I felt heat rise in my face. Watch the house. Yes, she said firmly. It's a big day. We can't leave the house empty. I laughed again, but it sounded ugly. So, I'm a security guard now? Don't be disrespectful, she snapped. I looked at my father again. You're okay with this? He rubbed his forehead. It's just practical. Practical? I whispered. You didn't even tell me. We didn't think you'd mind, Nadia said. I stared at her. You didn't think I'd mind missing my own sister's engagement? Ariba stepped closer. It's not like that. Then what is it like? I asked. She looked down. It's complicated. Nothing is complicated, I said. Either I'm family or I'm not. Silence filled the room. Hamza mumbled, We're going to be late. Nadia clapped her hands. Exactly. Everyone finished breakfast. I stood there, frozen. Dad, say something. He avoided my eyes. We'll bring you food. I laughed again. Food? Your favorite biryani, Liba offered softly. I don't want biryani, I said. I want to be there. Nadia grabbed her purse. We don't have time for this. You never have time for me, I said quietly. She stopped walking. Excuse me. I swallowed. Nothing. Ariba walked up to me. I'm sorry. I whispered. Are you? She hesitated. I'll send you pictures. That's great, I said. I'll frame them. My father stood up. Enough. We're leaving. I followed them to the door. You're really going without me. Lock the doors, Nadia said, and don't open for strangers. I stared at her. Unbelievable. She smiled politely. Be responsible. Hamza patted my shoulder. See you tonight. Liba hugged me quickly. Don't be sad. I'm not sad, I lied. Ariba whispered, I love you. I whispered back, do you? She didn't answer. They walked out together. I stood in the doorway, watching them laugh and talk as if nothing was wrong. My father turned the car engine on. For a moment, I thought he might step out and call me back. He didn't. The car drove away. The silence hit me like a wall. I closed the door slowly. Wow. I leaned against the door and slid to the floor. Wow. I repeated. My phone buzzed. A message from Bilal. Big day today. Excited? I typed back. I'm not going. He replied instantly. What? Why? I stared at the screen. No space in the car. 3 dots appeared. Then, you're joking. I wish. He called me immediately. Bro, what do you mean you're not going? They left, I said. They left you? Yeah. For real. For real. That's messed up, he said. What did your dad say? He said they'll bring biryani. Bilal was silent for a second. I want to punch someone. Get in line, I said. You okay? I looked around the quiet house. No. Your family, he said. They can't do this. They just did. Come over to my place. I can't, I said. I'm guarding the house. Stop joking. I'm not joking. He sighed. You deserve better. I whispered, I know. After the call ended, I walked into the living room. Decorations covered the table. Gift boxes sat in the corner. I picked up one box. From all of us, the tag read. All of us, I repeated bitterly. I sat on the couch and imagined the engagement. The lights, the music, the laughter. I whispered, I should be there. Hours passed slowly. My phone filled with notifications. Family group chat. Photos appeared one by one. Ariba smiling. Nadia hugging guests. My father laughing. I stared at the screen. They look happy. A message popped up from Nadia. Don't forget to feed the cat. I laughed so hard my chest hurt. Feed the cat, I repeated. I typed back, sure. I put the phone down and stared at the ceiling. I'm invisible. Evening arrived. The house grew darker. I turned on the lights and whispered, welcome home. My voice echoed. I walked into my room and opened my closet. I pulled out the iron shirt I planned to wear. I held it against my chest. You look good, I told my reflection. My voice broke. Too bad nobody cares. I sat on the bed and whispered, why does this hurt so much? Because I already knew the answer. I lay back and stared at the ceiling. I'm not part of this family. Saying it out loud felt like breaking glass. I wiped my eyes. Okay. My voice sounded different. Stronger. Colder. Okay. I repeated. I didn't know what would happen next. But I knew one thing. Something inside me had just changed forever. The house stayed quiet long after the sun went down. I walked into the kitchen and opened the fridge. Biryani, I muttered. Great. My phone buzzed again. Bilal was calling. Tell me you're not still alone, he said the second I answered. I'm still alone. That's insane. I leaned against the counter. I keep expecting them to walk in and say it was a mistake. And they didn't. He sighed. How long has this been happening? What? This treatment. I hesitated. It's not that bad. Stop lying. I laughed weakly. You know me too well. Start talking, he said. Everything. I sat at the table. It didn't happen all at once. Then how? Small things, I said. Tiny things. Like, I stared at the wall. Like birthdays. What about them? They stopped asking what cake I wanted. That's not small, he said quietly. Or school events, I continued. They always forgot the dates. Bilal's voice softened. Did your dad forget too? Mostly. Why didn't you tell me? I thought I was overreacting. You weren't. I kept telling myself it was normal. I said, families change. They didn't change, he said. They replaced you. The words hit harder than I expected. Don't say that. You know it's true. I whispered, yeah. Silence filled the call for a moment. What hurts the most? He asked. I swallowed. The way my dad didn't look at me today. That broke you. It did. You deserve better, he repeated. I know, I said. But knowing doesn't fix it. What do you want to do? I don't know. Start by admitting the truth, he said. What truth? You're not happy there. I closed my eyes. I'm not happy there. Say it louder. I'm not happy there. Good, he said. Now what? I laughed softly. Now I breathe, I guess. Come over tomorrow, he said. We'll figure things out. Maybe, I replied. Promise me you won't keep pretending. I promise. After the call ended, the silence felt heavier. I walked through the hallway slowly. Every room felt unfamiliar. I stopped outside the storage room. I haven't opened this in years. I pushed the door open. Dust floated in the air. Boxes sat stacked in the corner. I knelt down and opened one. Old photo albums. I picked one up and whispered, Mom. I flipped the pages. You always hated photos, I said softly. But you kept every single one. A picture slipped out and fell onto the floor. I picked it up. You and me at the park. I smiled faintly. I remember this day. My phone buzzed again. A message from Bilal. You okay? I replied, found old photos. He typed back, good memories? I stared at the picture. The best. I sat on the floor and opened another box. Letters tied with a ribbon rested inside. I touched them carefully. You wrote me letters? My voice trembled. Why did nobody tell me? I opened the first envelope. Dear son, I read aloud. My throat tightened. I'm writing this for when you're older. I stopped reading and wiped my eyes. You knew. I read the letter slowly, whispering each word. When I finished, I pressed it to my chest. I miss you, I said quietly. My phone rang again. Still alive? Bilal asked. Barely. What happened? She wrote letters. Your mom? Yeah. What did they say? That she was proud of me. He stayed silent for a moment. You needed to hear that. I did. You still do. I feel stupid for crying, I admitted. Don't, he said firmly. Cry as much as you need. I wish she was here. I know. I think things would be different. They would. I stared at the letters. She never made me feel invisible. Because you weren't, I whispered. I don't want to feel invisible anymore. Then don't. Ow! Change your life. His words echoed in my head. Change my life. Yes. I'm scared. Of what? Failing. You're already surviving worse, he said. You can survive anything. I laughed softly. You sound like a motivational speaker. Maybe I should start charging you. I can't afford it. Yet, he said. Yet, I repeated. After we hung up, I sat surrounded by photos and letters. The house didn't feel as empty anymore. I held one letter close and whispered, I won't stay here forever. Saying it out loud felt powerful. I stood up slowly. I deserve better. My voice echoed in the storage room. I deserve love, I said. The words felt strange, but right. I walked back to my room and placed the letters on my desk. You believed in me, I whispered. I looked at my reflection. I need to start believing in me too. I opened my laptop and stared at the blank screen. What now? I asked myself. The answer came quietly. Anything. I took a deep breath. I won't be the boy they leave behind anymore. The silence of the house felt different now. It no longer felt like loneliness. It felt like the beginning of something new. I started planning the next morning. I whispered to myself, Step 1 money. My phone buzzed. Bilal texted, Did you sleep? Barely, I replied. Good. That means you're ready. Ready for what? To change your life. I stared at the screen and typed, I'm scared. Do it scared, he replied. I opened my laptop. Jobs, I muttered. Hours passed as I filled applications. My father knocked once on my door. You're awake? He asked. Yeah. Good. Help your stepmother later. Okay, I said, not looking up. He hesitated. You're quiet. I'm busy. He nodded slowly. All right. When he left, I whispered. He didn't even ask about the engagement. My phone rang. Unknown number. Hello. Is this my nephew? A warm voice asked. Aunt Farah. Yes, she said. Finally. You picked up. I smiled faintly. It's been a while. I heard what happened. My chest tightened. You did. Your father told me half the story. I want the real one. I hesitated. I was left home. Her voice softened. I know. Silence stretched between us. I miss your mother, she whispered. Me too. You sound broken, she said. I feel broken. Come visit me, she said. Today. I don't know if I can. Yes, you can, she insisted. I'm not asking. I'm telling. I laughed softly. You sound like Mom. I learned from the best. I'll come, I said. Her house smelled like tea and memories. She hugged me tightly. You've grown, she said. I had no choice. She studied my face. You look tired. I am. We sat in the living room. Tell me everything, she said. They left me home during the engagement. Her jaw tightened. I knew it. You knew. Your stepmother never wanted you there. My heart skipped. What do you mean? She felt threatened. By me? Yes. That makes no sense. She thought your father loved you more. I laughed bitterly. He barely looks at me. Because she changed him, she said quietly. I stared at her. Ow! She convinced him that you remind him of your mother too much. My throat went dry. That's cruel. She's insecure, Aunt Farah said. Not evil, but insecure people hurt others. I whispered, so he chose peace over me. She nodded sadly. Yes. Tears burned my eyes. I kept thinking it was my fault. It never was, she said firmly. I whispered, I don't want to live there anymore. Then don't, she replied instantly. It's not that simple. It is, she said. You leave. I don't have money. You'll earn it. I don't have experience. You'll gain it. I'm scared. You'll survive, she said. You're your mother's son. I wiped my eyes. I want to be strong. You already are. Uncle Imran walked in. Who's strong? Your nephew, she said. He shook my hand. I heard you're planning something big. Trying to. Good, he said. Trying is the first step. I don't know where to start. Start small, he said. Any job. Any income. I applied for jobs today. Proud of you, he said. His simple words hit harder than I expected. When I returned home, nobody noticed I was gone. At dinner, Nadia said, "Why are you late?" I was out. With who? Friends. She frowned. You should inform us. I smiled politely. I will next time. She studied me. You're acting strange. I'm growing up, I replied. My father cleared his throat. What are your plans after graduation? I'm working. Nadia laughed lightly. Working where? Anywhere that hires me. That's not ambition, she said. It's independence, I replied. She smirked. Big words. I'm serious. You won't last a month, she said. Silence fell over the table. My father whispered, let's not argue. I'm not arguing, I said. I'm informing. Nadia leaned back. You're being dramatic again. I stood up. I'm done being invisible. She scoffed. You're ungrateful. I looked straight at her. No, I'm done begging. My father whispered, sit down. I can't, I said. Not anymore. I walked to my room and closed the door. My hands shook as I opened my closet. Time to pack, I whispered. I folded clothes slowly. Each shirt felt like a goodbye. My phone buzzed. Bilal, you doing it? Yes. Proud of you. I zipped my suitcase. I won't beg for love again. Before sunrise, I stood in the hallway. The house was silent. I whispered goodbye. No one heard me. And for the first time, that didn't hurt. I opened the door and stepped outside. The cold air hit my face. I smiled softly. Hello, new life. Then I walked away. My first night alone felt louder than the old house ever did. I sat on the small mattress in my rented room and whispered, okay, now what? My phone buzzed. Bilal said, did you reach safely? Yeah. How's the palace? I laughed. It's the size of a closet. Perfect. Less area to clean. I hate you. No, you don't. Did you eat? Not yet. Step 1 of independence. Don't starve. I'll try, I said. The next morning, I stood outside a cafe holding my resume. Please hire me, I whispered. The manager glanced at it. Experience? No. He handed it back. We'll call you. They never call. I muttered outside. 3 more rejections followed that day. By evening, my phone rang. Hello. Delivery job. Night shift. Interested? Yes, I said instantly. Start tonight. I whispered, thank you, after the call ended. The first week felt endless. I slept during the day and worked at night. One evening, a coworker smiled at me. You look half dead. I laughed. I feel half dead. I'm Sarah, she said. New here. Very. First job. First everything. She handed me water. You'll survive. I hope so. Why are you working so hard? She asked. I left home. She nodded slowly. Same. We shared a quiet smile. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. One afternoon, my boss called me in his office. You're always early, he said. I try. You don't complain. I need this job. Mr. Khan nodded. I respect that. Thank you. You want extra shifts? Yes. You're hired full-time. I whispered, really? He smiled slightly. Really? I stepped outside and called Bilal. I got full-time. He shouted, I knew it. I feel like I can breathe. Proud of you, bro. I smiled. I'm proud of me too. Sarah clapped when I told her. Promotions soon. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It'd be different now, she said. How? Du están taller. I laughed. Less crying, more surviving. She nudged me. You should start something of your own. Like what? You're always on your laptop. I like designing. Then sell designs. I blinked. Online. Yes. I don't know how. Learn, she said. That night, I opened my laptop again. Step 2, I whispered. Build something. Weeks passed in a blur of work and tutorials. One evening, Sarah peeked at my screen. That logo is amazing. You think so? I know so. I uploaded my first design. Now we wait, I whispered. 3 days later, my phone buzzed. You made a sale. I stared at the screen. No way. I called Bilal. I sold something, he shouted. You're a businessman now. I made $10. First of many. I laughed loudly. First of many. Months passed. My savings grew slowly. My confidence grew faster. Mr. Khan called me again. You're a supervisor now. I blinked. Me? You earned it. I shook his hand. Thank you. He smiled. Keep climbing. I called Aunt Farah that night. I got promoted. I knew you would, she said proudly. I feel different. You feel free. Yes, I whispered. Free. Years moved quietly. My online business grew from $10 to hundreds, then thousands. One evening, Sarah said, "You don't need this job anymore." I know. Scared to quit. Yes. Do it scared, she said, smiling. I laughed. Bilal says that too. Smart man. The next day, I stood in Mr. Khan's office. I want to resign. He nodded slowly. Your business. Yes. I'm proud of you, he said. Thank you for believing in me. You believe in yourself, he corrected. I walked out of the building smiling. I called Sarah. I quit. She screamed. Dinner tonight. I called Bilal. I quit. He screamed louder. I called Aunt Farah. I quit. She cried happily. That night, I sat in my new apartment. I whispered I did it. My phone buzzed again. A new order. I laughed. Still working. I stood by the window and looked at the city lights. I'm not invisible anymore, I whispered. For the first time, I felt proud of the man I was becoming, and the boy they left behind felt very far away. My phone rang during breakfast. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. Hello. Silence. Then a familiar voice. Son. My heart stopped. Dad. Yes. I gripped the phone tighter. It's been years. I know. His voice sounded smaller than I remembered. How are you, he asked. I'm good, I said carefully. You? A long pause. Not good. I didn't speak. I didn't know who else to call, he continued. My chest tightened. What happened? It's complicated. Try me. He exhaled slowly. We're in trouble. We, the family. I leaned back in my chair. What kind of trouble? Financial. I whispered. How bad? Very bad. I closed my eyes. What did Nadia do? He stayed silent. That bad, huh? She made investments, he said weakly. Bad ones. Yes. How much debt? Too much. I stood up and walked to the window. Why are you telling me this? I need help. The words echoed in my ears. You need help, I repeated. Yes. After everything, he said it so easily. I don't know what to say, I admitted. Please meet me, he said. Just once. I hesitated. Okay. We met at a small cafe. He looked older, tired, smaller. Hi, he said. Hi. We sat in silence. You look well, he said. I work hard. I'm proud of you. The words felt strange. Thank you. He rubbed his hands together. I made mistakes. I waited. I should have protected you. My throat tightened. Yes. I'm sorry. Hearing it out loud shook me. Why now? I asked. Because everything is falling apart. I laughed quietly. That sounds familiar. He winced. I deserve that. What about Nadia? I asked. She wants to see you. I stiffened. What? To apologize? I stared at him. That's new. Please. I hesitated, then nodded. We met at the old house. Walking inside felt surreal. Nadia stood in the living room. She looked older. Hello, she said softly. Hello. She clasped her hands. Thank you for coming. I didn't answer. I owe you an apology, she continued. Yes, you do. Tears filled her eyes. I was wrong. I stayed silent. I was insecure, she whispered. I felt threatened. Bye, child. Yes. I laughed bitterly. Unbelievable. I push you away, she said. I regret it every day. I crossed my arms. That doesn't erase the past. I know. Ariba walked in quietly. Hi. Hi. She hugged me suddenly. I missed you. I froze, then hugged her back. I missed you too. Hamza appeared in the doorway. You look rich. I laughed softly. I look older. Liba smiled shyly. You look happy. I am. We sat together awkwardly. Dad cleared his throat. Your sister's marriage. What about it? I asked. It's not going well, Ariba whispered. My chest tightened. I'm sorry. Hamza sighed. Everything feels broken. Nadia whispered. I broke this family. Silence filled the room. Dad looked at me. We need advice. I blinked. Advice? You build a life, he said. We didn't. The power shifted me all at once. You need me, I said quietly. Yes. I walked to the window and stared outside. What do you want from me? I asked. Help us fix things, Dad said. I turned slowly. Why should I? No one answered. I begged for love once, I continued. No one listened. Nadia cried softly. We were wrong. I sighed deeply. I know. Can you forgive us? She asked. I don't know. Can you try? I looked at their faces. Tired, broken, regretful. I'll think about it, I said. Dad nodded quickly. That's enough. As I walked toward the door, Nadia whispered, Thank you for coming. I paused. This doesn't fix everything. I know, she said. I stepped outside and took a deep breath. My phone buzzed. Bilal, how did it go? He asked. They need me. And I don't know what to do. He paused. What do you want to do? I want peace. Then choose peace. I smiled faintly. Maybe I will. For the first time, the past felt smaller than the future. I didn't sleep the night after meeting them. I kept hearing Bilal's voice. Choose peace. I whispered into the dark. What does peace even look like? My phone buzzed in the morning. Dad, can we talk again? He asked. Yes. Today? Yes. We met at a quiet park. He looked nervous. Thank you for coming. I came for answers. He nodded. You deserve them. I sat on a bench. Start talking. I failed you, he said immediately. The honesty surprised me. Yes. I chose comfort over courage. I stayed silent. I let distance grow between us, he continued. You let it become a wall, I corrected. He nodded slowly. I was afraid of conflict. With Nadia? Yes. And you sacrificed me for peace. His eyes filled with tears. I did. Hearing him admit it felt heavy and light at the same time. I needed my father, I whispered. I know, he said, and I'm sorry. We sat quietly for a moment. I can't change the past, he said. No, I replied. You can't, but I want to fix the future. I looked at him carefully. That depends. On what? Respect. He nodded quickly. You have it. I will move back home. I understand. I won't be your financial rescue plan. I understand. I won't pretend nothing happened. I understand, he repeated. I exhaled slowly. Good. Nadia arrived a few minutes later. She sat across from me quietly. I didn't sleep, she said softly. Me neither. I rehearsed this conversation all night. You don't need a script, I said. Tears filled her eyes. I was jealous of you. I blinked. Of me? You had a piece of your father I could never touch. I stared at the ground. I thought if I pushed you away, I'd feel secure, she continued. Did it work? I asked. No, she whispered. It destroyed everything. Silence stretched between us. I heard a child, she said, voice shaking. I hate that version of me. I swallowed. That child grew up. I see that, she said. I don't hate you, I admitted. Her eyes widened. You don't. I don't have the energy to hate anymore. She started crying. I don't deserve forgiveness. This isn't forgiveness, I said calmly. This is closure. She nodded slowly. Thank you. Ariba called later that day. Can we talk? She asked. Of course. I'm struggling, she whispered. I know. My marriage feels like it's falling apart. You're not alone, I said. I wish I had your strength. I wasn't always strong, I replied. I learned. Can you help me find a job? She asked. Yes. Hamza texted that evening. Any business advice? I smiled and replied, always save first. Liba sent a message too. I'm proud of you. I typed back, I'm proud of you too. Helping them felt different than begging for love. It felt like a choice. That night, I stood outside the old house again. Dad opened the door. You came. I came to say goodbye properly. He hugged me tightly. I'm proud of you. I know, Nadia whispered. Take care of yourself. You too. I walked away feeling lighter. The next morning, I drove to the cemetery. I stood in front of my mother's grave and whispered, hi. The wind moved softly around me. I did it, I said quietly. I survived. My voice trembled. I built a life. I placed flowers gently. I wish you could see me. Tears rolled down my face. I'm not angry anymore, I whispered. I'm not the boy they left behind. I smiled through the tears. I'm the man who walked away. The silence felt peaceful. I finally found peace, I whispered. And for the first time in years, my heart felt free.